At the beginning of the year, I made a huge cock-up, a massive mistake that only I can really fix. It's an expensive mistake, and it means that Steve could actually be travelling to Europe on his own. This isn't the video we were expecting to be making this week. I thought we'd be packing up the van, making the last preparations and heading off into Europe. And actually what's happening is I'm leaving Steve to do the van and I'm heading to Peterborough to the passport office. So the last few years have been really tough for me. My dad died in quite difficult circumstances. Actually, it was quite traumatic going through it at the time. And then my grandma died soon after. And on top of that, I was going through perimenopause. So all my lovely, happy, helpful hormones have been seeping out of me. I was tired, I was angry, and my brain didn't work. In fact, my brain so badly didn't work, I couldn't string whole sentences together. And there were times where I honestly thought I was starting with dementia. Now, I know a lot of women out there are going to be nodding their heads and going, oh my God, yeah, I understand that feeling. And a lot of men are going to be looking at us going, we only see the anger. But, that's not an excuse either. That is just what was happening in my life. I had a lot going on. And it's great news because now I feel great. I feel like my hormones are balanced. I feel stronger and fitter than I have in a long time. However, that's only the last couple of months. For quite a long time this year, I've been struggling. Now, Georgie's going on a school trip in October, and I was sent a form to complete with his passport details, his full legal name, dietary requirements, all those things. Being a bit of a swot, I thought I'm going to fill this out straight away, get it off, and then I don't have to think about it again. As I was filling in his passport details yesterday, it flagged up with an error to say that he had less than 3 months on his passport at the date of travel. And that's when my heart sank, because he's actually leaving on his trip just a couple of weeks after we get back from our summer trip. I had completely cocked up and not realised that when I checked his passport and all the other passports at the beginning of the year, I have it in my calendar to check. When I checked them, I noted that it needed to be replaced in November 26. And my stupid brain went, oh, that's next year. That's next year. We've still got another year. I don't need to worry about that yet. I consider myself to be a professional traveller. I help other people make sure they don't make these mistakes. And my brain did not work the way it should. So right now we're going to head to Peterborough. I've managed to get an appointment today to get him a new passport. Technically, I only need to take his passport, but I've got mine and Steve's as well because, you know, belts and braces, something might go wrong. They might need something. I don't know. All they need is George's, but my brain is going over time. I've got a big bottle of water because it's still 28 odd degrees or so today. And I'm leaving over an hour early to make sure I've got an hour before I get there because something might happen on the way. I never used to be an anxious person. This is what perimenopause does to us.
So whilst Lindsay's having fun in Peterborough, what's she like? Eh? I'm back at S&G and I'm having a few more bits done to the van. Now the main thing I haven't done is have one of them Teleco air conditioning units fitted to the lower dash of the van that I showed in the last video. But I've also got a few more bits I'm doing whilst I'm here. Right, I have bought some skid wheels for the back. The back is obviously quite low and I've got the VB Air to lift it up. But on the old van I had a tow bar, so if I did bottom out, the tow bar took the brunt of it. But instead, I know a few of you have recommended getting some of these skid wheels. They're not cheap, but they are fantastic. They're heavy duty and they will hopefully take any, if it bottoms out at the back there, hopefully the wheels will take it and not the chassis. Now I've just fitted the first one on the back here. Look, simple enough. It just bolts into the Alco chassis there. No drilling, the holes are already there. And honestly guys, if I can fit them, anyone can fit them. So I'm just doing the second one now. As you'll see, there's holes already in the Alco chassis and they just simply bolt in. You get the bolts, you get the washers, just tighten it up. Really that easy. Now we'll whack the wheel in there, put the bolt through there, washer on there, and then of course snug up on the top like that. Good as new. And there you go there, perfect. That should take the brunt of it. If I bottom the back end out now, they'll just spin.
Now, obviously, because I'm very stressed and very nervous, I had to leave at least an hour early to get here. I'm on the outskirts of Peterborough. It's 10 minutes into town, and I've still got an hour before my appointment. Yikes. So I've stopped for a wee, and I've stopped to get a drink as well. And I thought I'd just tell you about what happened in my head yesterday. So once I realised that George's passport wasn't going to be acceptable for getting him out of the country, I came up with loads of different scenarios. The first was that, well, we'd just come home early. I've already got flights for Harry, Millie and I to get back so that they can get their exam results. So I could put George on that and then do a fast turnaround, get a new passport and then come back with me. But again, you're limited to just a 1 week turnaround. You can get a 1 day turnaround for an adult passport, but it's just 1 week for a child. So that's a no-go. Then I wondered what would happen if we lost his passport on the way to get that flight. Our plans have changed while we're out there. Is that possible? His passport would still be valid to get him back into the UK. But first of all, it's dishonest. I can't do either of those things. It's just not in my nature. And second of all, it might create problems for him getting back into Europe in the future. So that's no good either. Then I thought, is it better to cut the holiday short by a couple of weeks, which is essentially what we'd need to do? Or would it be better to delay leaving the UK and getting his passport and leaving with a full 5-year passport for him? And that's kind of where we are at the moment. In my research, I learned that you can replace an adult passport in 24 hours, just 1 day. There is a service for that. A child's passport can take a week, though. And to replace a normal child's passport is £65.50. To do it this way, the emergency way, it's £156.50. Ouch. I'm far too anxious to sit in there. There's too many people. I need a drink. There's too much going on. So even though I'm going to be half an hour early, I'm going to head into town and find somewhere to park. This is not doing my nerves any good at all.
Right, Mark's just about to take the front bumper off here. You'll see it's quite the job. Oh my goodness, look at all them dead flies. And look at that fella here. Wow. Huh?
What the hell's that?
Right, some kind of hornet there. It's a big old thing, isn't it?
Fucking right there.
Yeah.
Is that a horsey fly?
Right. Wow, and there it is. Look at that. And here's the kit we're having fitted. This is the 8000 version of the Teleco AirCon. Wonderful. So this is the bit that goes in the front, and I'm guessing these two bits go in the bumper, Mark.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yes, so we're going to have one fitted here and the other one fitted just there. So here's the gubbins going to fit behind the bumper. Compressors over here, condensers over here.
Right, I have arrived in Peterborough and I'm at least 20 minutes early, and I'm not allowed to arrive at the building before 10 minutes before my appointment. But because I can't see the building and the actual sign that says this is the correct place, you're not going to the wrong place, I'm going to set off now and then just loiter. I don't think I'll be able to take you in, so I will report back. My main aim is, one, to hand in George's passport, which is the requirement. I've also brought my passport and Steve's passport just in case. I don't know why they'd need them. But I have, because that's how my head's working. And the other thing, I'm going to see if there's any way to upgrade him onto a next day service, because if they can do it for adults, is there a possibility to do it for children? I'm clutching at straws, aren't I? But you know, those straws are there to be clutched. I'm going to do it. Oh my god, I wandered off without even thinking about paying for parking. Thankfully I noticed on the way out, so I've got a ticket which needs to go in the windscreen. This is why I set off over an hour early, so that, you know, I can factor in the Lindsay factor.
Right, that's the cup holders out and that whole shroud out as well. Fantastic, mate. So while Mark's cracking on with the build, I have Mark here from Scanteria. Now, you are the UK distributor for this, is that right?
We're the importer for the for Teleco Ultra Comfort and all the Teleco and Tele range.
Right. Now, I know people are going to ask, can we fit it ourselves?
No.
Right, this is a specialist fit thing, right?
Specialist fit, yeah. Through our authorised dealership network.
Absolutely. So S&G, or you've got some on your website. I guess it'll show where they can get it fitted.
Absolutely.
All right, fantastic, Mark. I'll put a link down below in the description. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
And you'll see here, this is the reason you can't be fitting it yourself. There's a lot of work here. The condenser's over this one over here, and the compressor is fitted just over there. Nice and neat. Samir, what should they do if they like the video?
Subscribe.
Yeah. I wonder how Lindsay's getting on at the passport office in Peterborough.
Right, I'm just going to hide in this shade for a minute and collect my thoughts while the car cools down because it's hot. That was a really interesting process. So when I first arrived, there's a queue outside and you're not allowed in more than 10 minutes before your appointment. In fact, the woman who was in front of me was 14 minutes early and they sent her outside to wait for 4 more minutes. So that's a good thing to know. You join the queue. And each party goes in one party at a time. So I was on my own, so I went in on my own. You literally join the queue, press a button, and it opens airlock doors. You go into the middle section, they close behind you, and then the next set open. And once you've gone through there, you're into security, and that's quite intense. Well, no, it's gentle, but intense. You know, they're checking you out properly. After security, you sign in quite easily on... like iPads, just using technical stuff just to sign in, and then I waited no more than 10 minutes to be called up to a booth to talk to a lovely young man. He took George's passport from me. That's all we really needed to do, filled in some forms and explained the process from there. So it's going to be printed off-site and then it'll be sent to me, and I will get a text message at every stage, so I'll know that it's progressing through the system properly. I couldn't pay to get a faster postage. It's a 48-hour postage. I couldn't pay to... Oh yeah, I asked if it was possible to change it onto like the adult system, so it's a 24-hour system. That's not an option either. I was just asking the questions because I don't know. And you also can't pay to bribe them, which obviously I wouldn't have done. So that's where we're at. I've handed in the passports and now I'm just waiting. Oh, one thing, he said, when are you planning to travel? And I said, Sunday. And his reaction was, it should be with you no later than Friday, so you'll be fine for Sunday. And I was like, no, this Sunday, not next Sunday. And his face was like, okay, right. So I don't know, there may be a chance that it will be with us in time. There may not be a chance. I don't know where we're at. Just keep your fingers crossed for me, please. Blimey, 2 things. I switched the car on so it would cool down before I got in it. And the second thing, a traffic warden is going around taking photos. So what a relief that I remembered, first of all, to buy the ticket, and then second of all, to come back and put it in the window. Okay, lunch. I think I fancy a Marks and Spencer's wrap or something like that. I don't want anything too heavy. They do a whipped feta wrap that's really nice. I'm going to head to the service station because that's where I know, pretty much. That is all I know in Peterborough. Hopefully it won't be quite as busy as it was an hour and a half ago when I was there. Good grief. I suppose I should ring Steve and update him and see how he's getting on at S&G.
Right, on goes the bumper and grille. And there we go. The front end is back on and looking much more normal now. Thanks, Mark. That's better. You made that look easy, Mark.
I do try.
Now, an install like this usually takes about a day, yeah?
Yeah.
Is what you need to allow to have one of these.
Any issues?
Yeah, nice one. Right, it is a bit dark in here, but he is offering up the unit in the middle here right now. You see what you're doing, mate?
Fixing it all in for you.
Fantastic.
In the dark.
In the dark. 3, 2, 1. Right, the aircon unit is in and it's on, and I tell you what, I'm feeling lovely, lovely cold air coming through now. Now, a few of you said because we haven't got a walk through here that we won't feel it. Well, we have got a walk through here if we decide to take it away. But all I've done right now is remove the cushion from here, and I've also lifted this here, so we've got loads of room for all that air to come through. And I tell you what, I can feel it. It is lovely, lovely and cold coming through there. So that is going to keep this area, the front, and this lounge area nice and cool. And of course, we've got the one at the back there that's going to keep the back and the kitchen area cool. So brilliant. I think what I'd like to try is see how much it pulls to run both of them when we're off grid on the batteries only, and how long it'll last. That'll be a good test. So just checking the pull, we're pulling about 1100 watts right now. Now the motorhome on idle with the fridge running on the 240 and everything else we got running is about 300 or 400, so you can see what that's pulling there now. And of course we've got a 5000 watt inverter, so no problem can I run both the aircon units when we're off grid. What do you think, Danny?
I think it's really nice and cold.
Isn't it? You can feel it right back here, yeah?
Right,
with that lifted up, and it's brilliant.
Which is fine because it's all obviously kind of boxed in a little bit there.
No, but I've opened it up with a cushion and lift this up and that air's coming through. I can feel it back here.
So it's a good, good push coming
Brilliant.
through.
Happy with that. Thank you.
Very nice.
So I'm back at Peterborough Services for an iced latte, which was free because I collect the beans, and a Marks and Spencer's wrap. And I don't feel bad about not doing the meal deal because my coffee was free. So there you go. I am so stressed. It has been horrendous the last 24 hours. And it's literally 24 hours ago now that I noticed the mistake. Oh well. I'm going to go home. I've got a date with my best friend. This is supposed to be our night out before going away for the summer. And do you know what? I'm going to drink some wine and try and forget about the last 24 hours. What a nightmare. Right, happy Saturday to you. I had a fantastic night out with my best friend. That was great.
Right, and I had a nice evening playing with the aircon. But the passport still hasn't turned up.
Not yet.
And we're due to go tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yep.
So, fingers crossed that comes.
Yep.
But listen, let me tell you a little bit more about the aircon quickly. So I've mounted the remote control here, so it's nice and easy to get to. And you just press this and turn that on like that. And the air kicks in straight away. It is lovely. It's working perfect. Now there's two units they do. They do a 6,000 and 8,000. The 6,000 has got 6,000 BTU of cooling, and the 8,000 has got 7,500 BTU of cooling. They do heating as well, but they're not great at heating. You're going to buy an air conditioner to cool you down, really. So that's what it's great for. I will put a link down below in the description. But you'll also notice, actually, I've got a new dash cam mirror there. I'm just going to briefly show you. So Wolfbox sent me this to test and show you guys. So disclaimer, I did get it for free, but let me have a few weeks playing with it first and I'll let you know how I get on. But I love it so far. It's got a lovely clear screen. You can have a split view on the camera or just have one of the cameras showing. Initial impressions, it's great, but let me just get used to it and I'll let you know what it's like. So the van is all packed up.
And ready to go.
And so are we.
Kind of. So far, there's not been a passport, so you're going to have to tune in on a Sunday to find out whether George and I make it with you.
Yeah, cross your fingers, it arrives. Otherwise, I'm going on my own.